Hey there. Hey,
Can you hear me?
Cassandra. Hey, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good. I appreciate y'all waiting for me to get started.
Well, I just logged in myself. I'm not sure if anybody else is here yet.
Okay. I had a professional development meeting that I had to lead tonight, so
Okay,
I'm getting a late start.
in between Gardner Webb class.
Yep.
Okay, now you Kimberly or Emily?
I'm Kimberly.
Kimberly, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I started on your peer review tonight, and I'm
Oh, good.
To bed. Okay.
I did one earlier in the week, but I still have one left to do, so it's been a crazy end of the week.
Okay, and I have not looked at the specific requirements of our Zoom meeting if we're supposed to do the topic.
Okay. I'm just going to pull that out. I looked at it briefly, but I haven't really dug into that.
Okay.
Okay, you want to give them a couple more minutes to see if they're going to join?
Yes, we'll give them a few more minutes.
Okay, that sounds good.
See if I can pull something up on that.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. Did you find that in the syllabus? I'm trying to remember where I saw it.
I'm going to look. I downloaded some things earlier under the peer.
Oh,
class shell.
Yeah, I remember. That's
peer review materials.
Uh-huh.
And I downloaded several documents, but I didn't look at.
That's the thing I'm struggling with is just finding it. Like I'll see it, but then I can't remember because everything's in so many different places.
And actually, when I opened it, I think it seems like it was just another one of those peer review feedback.
Just the form? Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think it was two of them that opened under different titles.
Right. Yeah, one says it says Zoom peer feedback, but it's the same document under both.
That's what
peer review materials. That's it.
That's what it was. I was thinking it was going to be something.
Yeah, but I
remember now.
I think we're just. Oh wait, I just saw the analysis and. Hang on 1 second. I saw something pop up.
And I think someone just sent an email. Let me see if I can open it right quick. And it's Miss Branch. You'll have to tell me how to pronounce her first name. Send an email about information.
Great. See policy form below. Okay, so I'm looking at the MELS review process. That's all about week 3. So I'm thinking week 2, we must just.
Hello, Emily.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. We were looking to see if there were any specific directions of what we need to do in our first Zoom meeting.
Guys, when I open the document that says MELS peer review process, which is over on the side of the shell, if you scroll past the first page is the feedback template, but the second page is like a peer review schedule. And it breaks it down by week, kind of what we're supposed to do. So like week 1 was just get our information. Week 2 is, it says due dates and times. Apps will task 1 submitted to discussion board. Schedule and policy meeting. That's week 3.
So the schedule and policy meeting is next week, you're saying?
And when I'm looking at it, when I'm looking at the peer review schedule, that's kind of what it says. I'm just looking down the side to kind of see what it's asking us to do. Yeah, it says during week 3, the team will collaboratively develop a policy that covers issues, conflicts, and problems. Peer review tips and suggestions. So it's just kind of global.
Okay. Maybe tonight we can go ahead and sketch it out. I think we talked a little bit last night about who was going to start doing the peer reviews. I think some of you are already finished. I know I said I was doing things for Kimberly. And, well, no, I started on Kimberly today, and I think Miss Branch was my other one.
Emily, I uploaded the review of your first part just a little while ago, and I'll go back. I saw that you had, I had not been on since Tuesday night, but I saw that you had resubmitted, so I'll look at the rest of it.
Okay.
And then add that to your submission.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
I had to log off and log back on to the meeting. I don't know what was wrong with my browser. So if you guys said some things, I may have missed it, but.
Okay, the only thing that we've said, you may have heard, we talked about week 3. Next week is for schedule and policy meeting. And this week, there wasn't anything specific listed. I guess we could just make sure, I don't know, we talked last night about who wanted to be the task master, was the title, who was going to be in charge of doing the first Zoom meetings and scheduling that for a while, and then making sure we got everyone is covered with 2 peer reviews.
Mm-hmm. I did a second review of Fikasha's. So I've done 2 now.
Okay, so you're good. So I've got to get caught up on my 2.
I've got to go back and redo the second part of yours, Emily, and then I'm halfway finished with one of, hang on just a second. Let's see. I did one in our team and one not. Do you think they both need to be in our team?
I don't think so. I haven't seen what that was said specifically.
Okay.
Done 2, it's okay.
Just as long as it's 2. And are y'all just re-uploading it under the thread?
I will. I haven't seen any feedback yet.
Okay.
I probably emailed Dr. Crawford yet. I know there's some things that I didn't do. As far as that top profile piece, I didn't do that piece, so I know I have to. I worked on adding that, so I'm sure that's going to be part of the feedback.
Yeah.
Dr. Crawford tonight and let him know that I haven't seen the instructor's review, and then I think Ms. Branch is going to be one of my peers.
Okay.
Another peer review.
Yeah, Dr. Crawford submitted my review, so I've just got to go back in and clean up a few things. I have all of my sections, but I haven't done APA in so long. I've done MLA for so long that I got to go back and clean up a little bit of that.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I had to refresh my memory.
And I did well on the reference page, but where I ran into some trouble was the in-text citations. It's just been so long. I kind of flip-flop that with MLA a little bit, so I got to go back and clean some of that up on mine. But I mean, I feel like this week there was a lot to do really fast. So
yeah.
How are y'all working towards your data review for this upcoming week?
I am doing grades 3 through 5, so I can't really use M-class for that.
Right.
But I'm trying to see if my principal will let me have access to EVAS data. So that would be some additional. I've got the data from the results from the most recent check-in and benchmarks, but I'd like to look at the EVAS stuff
I'm in
too.
South Carolina Carolina, so we don't have EMS, but we've got the SC Ready data. And I'm working with a 3-5 school. I'm actually a district level person, but I am working with one of our intermediate schools. So I've got SC Ready data, but we've also got our reading inventory, which is like our screener that we do 4 times a year.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna pull that in. And then I've got our special ed data, because part of my PLC is the focus on collaboration between gen ed and special ed. So I'm gonna pull our special ed report card for those students too. And I think I need one more data point. So I'm just trying to figure out what else I could use.
Okay. And
We don't have common benchmarks by grade level anymore. But we do have the screeners. We have DRA and F&P scores. So I may pull some of that and look at trends.
and I'll be focusing on 4th grade math. So we met and looked at our data from NC check-ins, TE21. We will have Ames Web data to look at, but we haven't start those assessments yet until M class is over. So I may have to use BOY Ames Web data,
Right.
to zero in on the specific skills. I don't know what the specific skill is that we're going to zero in on yet. But those are the data points that I'm using.
How far are y'all going to go back? I've got 3 years of literacy data I was going to use just to establish trends, because that's what when we met as a PLC, that's the principal and the data team for the school. They've been looking for not just this year's scores, but looking back at the last 3 years to try to establish some trends. So I thought I'd pull some of that in.
Okay, I think that is a good idea to look at the 3-year trend. Our data team presented to our district when they came to the school last year, and a lot of that data is in a keynote.
Right.
So I need to go back and pull some of the data from that 3-year trend.
That's kind of how the school that I'm working with, that's how they developed their intervention plan, by looking at those trends for the past 3 years. So I thought maybe that's what I would use to help kind of pinpoint some of that. I feel like I've got data from all over, so just trying to really collect it and point it in the direction to support my PLC,
I think about that comment that one of the professors made. I don't know if it was Dr. Lam or not, but said you can be data rich with information poor.
Right.
I don't want to be, that person that's got all this data but no information, nowhere to go for direction.
Right. And part of my issue is a lot of what I have is like end of the year data. I've got end of the year data and beginning of the year data. It's that middle that I've got to really develop out a little bit more, I feel like, because we don't have the benchmarks that are common.
And something that I noticed too, I think it was in your narrative that I was reading, Emily, that you talked a lot about progress monitoring data. I don't have a lot of progress monitoring data that the teachers are doing in between the benchmarks. A lot of our teachers aren't doing progress monitoring, so I won't have that data.
Yeah, that's a good point too. I need to think about what we have that's common for progress monitoring. Emily, what kind of thing you guys pull in for progress monitoring? Oh, I think we lost Emily.
Is that Miss Branch?
I think so, but her microphone is.
Okay.
Let me see if I can chat her and tell her her mic's muted.
Hello, can you hear me now?
There you go. I was getting ready to send you a chat.
I'm sorry, I was late. I had to scramble to try to find my daughter had a basketball game tonight, her 8th grade night. So I got home a little late and I had to scramble to try to find the code to get on, but I got it.
Well, welcome. We're glad you're here.
And
I'm trying to see. Right now I'm on my iPhone to try to log into something else because the sound is not the best.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second.
Sure. And I think we lost Emily. I knew she was having some issues.
Okay.
And y'all was discussing the progress monitoring data.
Uh-huh.
And will you pronounce your first name for me? I'm sorry.
Facetious.
Okay, thank you. And we were discussing the different data pieces that we were using for task 2, and I was saying that I don't have a lot of progress monitoring data. I know when I was doing working on Kimberly's review, she referred to the progress monitoring data, and that's a missing piece. That's a growth point for my school. A lot of my teachers don't consistently do the progress monitoring, so I won't have, I guess, genuine or data that could support, I guess, I'm trying to say my narrative.
Okay. I just had to, is this better?
Yes, that's great.
I'm on 2 devices.
Hey,
Okay.
Emily's back.
Hey, I'm having serious computer issues. I'm so sorry.
You're all right. That was me last week. I kept popping in and out of the town hall. I couldn't stay in for whatever reason. It just kept bumping me.
Okay, I think this one's better.
There's Fakasha.
Fakasha, you got 2 open, hon. That's why we got the feedback. There you go. Oh, you're muted.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
Much better.
It's a lot better.
Emily, we were discussing progress monitoring data and kind of thinking about what different data points we could use for that.
Yeah, that would be good.
What kind of things do y'all have? Y'all have common progress monitoring or?
Yes, but mainly the teachers, well, right now what we've been focusing on in the PLC that I'm facilitating is reading 3 through 5. So what they do is look at the check-ins and the benchmarks. So this is their second one they just had.
Okay.
So they look for trends in the actual questions. Like if majority of students missed question 21, then they look back at which standard that question was addressing,
right,
and try to figure out, is it a weakness with our teaching with that particular thing? Like, was it a vocab issue? Was it, some issue like in inference? And they try to figure out, if a whole lot of students miss that, then obviously that's something they need to focus on.
Yeah, that item analysis is powerful when you start looking at it through that lens. Or whose class, if your group did really well and mine didn't, what did we do differently?
So that's what we've been doing. The instructional facilitators are really good at looking at that piece. But then with the younger kids, they do a lot with M-Class. They do a lot with that.
Fasisha, are you doing reading data or math data for your?
We're after looking at, we too just finished our second mid-year benchmarks or NC check-ins, and our reading and math for 3rd and 4th grade are pretty consistent or where we want it to be. But what we need to work on is our 5th grade math and science scores, 5th grade science scores.
Okay.
So we're kind of targeting those areas or those 2 subgroups to get those scores up. So I guess you can say 5th grade math and science is what we're targeting. And also with when we looked at the K2, it was more of math. Like the reading scores are pretty consistent and pretty strong throughout the building. It's the math that we're kind of lacking in the K2.
Okay, and let me ask you ladies a question. How specific are you drilling down when we're looking at trying to put in a remedy or an intervention? My thinking is, as I said, I was looking at the 4th grade math, is to look more closely at the data to see if I can pinpoint the specific skill that they need. Are you doing that as well when you're looking at math and science across a grade level?
Yeah, I think you can do that with any subject that you're looking at. I think you can get that specific. I think they want us to. Did you guys see there's like, I don't know, you can use, there's stuff about SMART goals, and did you guys see those templates?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like setting PLC norms at the very beginning of group, team norms, and then talking to them about what a SMART goal is and what that looks like. And that's I just kind of used those things and used that to guide how I was focusing my meeting. I mean, I already knew the principal had already said I was meeting, and she told me the grades, but I wasn't sure how it would go, once everybody was in there and they started to talk and look at the data.
And you're doing a vertical PLC, right?
Yes, I did. Because the standards are different in each grade level, but there's similarities.
Yeah, it's the overarching standards are so close.
Yeah, so they do PLCs as grade levels all the time. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to do something a little bit differently. And I also made my own needs assessment to try to get some additional data. And I had that in the meeting and showed them, how they had answered.
Right. So
I think that was helpful too.
I'm doing something kind of similar. I'm pairing our resource teacher with our third, fourth, and fifth grade teachers to really, we're trying to strengthen what we realized when we looked at our test score data is that our special ed students that subgroup is not growing in literacy. And so we're to use collaboration as a way to strengthen and enhance that instruction. And the good part about that is the resource teachers bring the in, but then the grade level teachers bring that content stream. So that in.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what we're going to focus on and look at growth with our special ed population in literacy.
And I am the special ed teacher at my school. I'm the only special ed teacher at my school.
Oh, so
I saw that when I was reading your paper. I saw that.
We're a very small elementary school, so I'm the testing coordinator and I'm the EC teacher.
Okay, we have 1.5, so we got a 1.5, and they're struggling because we got about 100.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
100 EC kids
total for the whole school. Oh. That's speech. That's everything. So,
wow.
That's our biggest subgroup is our special ed. So we're really trying to target that because they're already doing an overall guided reading focus, and they have a school-wide PLC for that. So he wanted me to kind of target something a little different. So
yeah, that's what I found hard is that they already have so many PLCs going.
Right.
It was hard to find something different,
And as the only EC teacher at my school, I'm kind of on all the PLCs because they want that input in. So,
do y'all do that collaboration, Facetious, where y'all meet together?
Yes.
Strategies and goals.
Yes, we have it within the school, and then we have it district wide too.
Oh, that's great.
And I try to, go. They encourage all the EC teachers to attend the regular ed PLCs for the content area, whether reading or math. And sometimes they conflict because they meet on the same day.
Right. That's where we struggle. We kind of have to do some during the day, but then we have to roll some in the afternoon so that our EC teacher Heather can be in on those because we want to build that collaboration in. But we went standards-based last year, completely standards-based. Before that as a district, we were very prescribed. We did DI and SRA. And so last year we went in and kind of ripped the Band-Aid off and took all of those programs out and went completely standards-based. So it's been a transition for us with, special ed.
And I wasn't at the school that I'm currently at now. I was at a different school last year, and they met every day doing planning. There was a meeting for something, measuring Mondays, ticking Tuesday.
Right.
I mean, every day was a data day. We were always planning in a PLC.
I think that strengthens you so much when you do that.
And the school that I'm at now, I wasn't there last year, but I was there the year before and the year before that. So coming from seeing how they did things at the school that I was at last year, I'm trying to bring some of that stuff back to the school that I'm now at. And
That's great.
it's kind of working, but we're not able to meet as often as we were with the previous school. So it's
With y'all schedule, you have one plan in a day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, our
Before I came to this school, I was at a middle school, and we had 2 plannings a day. So we were able to we did data team in the morning, and then we did personal planning in the afternoon, and that was kind of perfect because you got the balance, you know.
our teachers have PLCs on Tuesdays, but they're not true PLCs. So we don't have a true PLC. So during some of the sessions that I'm facilitating, I'm using a lot of the resources from the All Things PLC. So the beginning of my session is a piece that's relating to what a PLC truly is, because although we have Mondays and Tuesdays designated for grade level PLCs, they're not true PLCs.
Yeah, a lot of times they're content meetings. That's kind of, yeah. I did an article with my group. It was about special ed and regular ed PLCs and what that collaboration, how it goes both ways, how that benefits both ways. So that was kind of our first step. And then I think our next step is really going to be digging into the role of what each other's roles is in PLCs, how it's different from just like a grade level or a, you know, because we have some that are really strong and then we have some that are not, you know.
How often are y'all meeting your PLCs, the ones that you're facilitating?
Right now, I'm meeting once a week because I feel like our foundation on what a true PLC is needs to be strengthened. So right now, I'm meeting once a week, and we may eventually do every 2 weeks. Somebody, I don't know if it was you, Kimberly, or not, that we meet monthly. If we could get to that point, then that may be a long range goal. But right now, we're going to meet weekly.
Yeah, we meet weekly. Last week was our first meeting, and we had it was an idea we were kind of kicking around before when we met as literacy coaches. So I had already kind of planted that seed a little bit, and we're going to meet every week right now.
What about you, Felicia?
We're still undecided. I think it's going to be kind of hard to meet every week. So right now, I'm gonna try to strive for every other week, and to see how that goes. You know, we don't have an AP, we only have the principal, and he has him stretched so thin.
Right.
And you know, he's a part of my PLC. Him, and we have a retired teacher there. They're serving as instructional coach, academic coach for the teachers. But you know, she's not there every day.
Okay.
I tell you what I've had to do is our instructional coach, her husband, she's had to be out on medical leave because he had a procedure done over Christmas break. So she's been Google meeting in on the days that we meet, and she's stay the whole time, you know, be on the whole time. But that way she can just kind of check in with us. That's what we did last week.
Okay. That's a good idea. I'm gonna note that.
Well, I was trying to figure out how to get the piece in that talks about the digital communication that's in for PLCs, and so I thought, well, that would be another layer that I could add there. Google Meet is new for us as a district. We're just trying to figure that out, but it worked pretty well last week.
That's a good idea. We have a consultant that's been working with our school, plugging in some initiatives, trying to work on our core instruction. About inviting her in on some of our PLCs, some of our discussions.
That's a great idea.
So that idea you talked about layering on that piece, it's an idea that I was thinking about.
So it looks like next week, I was trying to go back to that planning document, the peer review process. I think it says that we need to schedule and policy meeting. So I think we're kind of doing that all in one. And then We're supposed to talk about Apsel Task 2 after that. It's kind of, these are really broad, so I guess it's just kind of a check-in for us.
Do you all have any dates that will work better than others next week? I'm trying to pull up a schedule here.
I know not Wednesday for me. We have a late basketball tournament.
Okay, that's what I'm pulling up to my niece's basketball schedule.
Yeah, Tuesdays are out for me because I do PD on Tuesdays. So usually, then tonight was a rare one on a Thursday night. Usually we do Tuesdays. So I know the first we have Monday night we have STEAM night at school, so I'll have to be there for that. But if we do it around 8:30, that works for me. If that works for y'all, the later.
Yeah, the late the better.
Yeah, I'm even good with 9 o'clock. I mean, you know, once my people are all in bed, I tend to get a little bit more done.
Okay, so 8:30, and you said
Emily, does that work for you?
8:30 next Thursday, a week from now?
Yeah.
Yes.
That good with everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
All righty.
All right, well, it's nice meeting you all face to face.
Yeah.
I'll set up the Zoom meeting and send that out again if that's okay.
That's wonderful. Thank you for doing that for us, Cassandra.
No problem.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
start
thanks for
this
doing
time.
No problem. Y'all have a great night.
Y'all too.
Thank
Have a great
you too.
weekend.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.